if you have, for example, if you're doing just a repair job, which would, let's say if your camshaft is worn down, you need to change the lifter only on one side. Ideally, in order for you to remove the camshaft, you would have to pull the timing cover off. You would have to remove both sides of the heads, which will equal to more extensive labor, more hours. So I've done it before and I'm gonna do it also this time. We have a cylinder 8 MISFIRE right there. Our lifter is collapsed or worn down and has shaved down the camshaft as well. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove this head completely and just wait till we get to the other side. We're not gonna remove the driver's side head in order to take the camshaft out. So I'm gonna show you a little trick that I've used multiple times and it has worked so far, and it has saved me a lot of time and more money. I went ahead and unscrewed the bolts for the not affected bank valve cover. Next we're gonna go ahead and start unbolting the timing cover from the engine block. There is a bunch of 13 millimeters that are holding it. We're also gonna replace the timing cover gasket, and also the water pump gasket. So water pump will be coming off, timing cover is coming off. Most of them are 13 millimeters, some of them, at least this one here, is a 15. Pump is removed, timing cover unbolted. Here is our water pump. I highly recommend you to only use factory Mopar water pump gasket, because I've had multiple occasions where I buy aftermarket from AutoZone or any other parts store and the fitment is incorrect. It just doesn't fit. I would do the same for the timing cover gasket, just to ensure that it works at the first time. Timing cover removed as well. Also recommend you to go ahead and change the front harmonic balancer seal while you're there. Makes sense to do so. Now we have opened up our front of the engine. Next thing we're gonna do is remove one of the spark plugs and take something long. Make sure that our cylinder 1, which is right there, 1, 3, 5 and 7. Cylinder 1 is at top dead center, which means it's at his highest position. Just to confirm that it's easier for us to align the timing later. We are not going to remove the oil pump. We're gonna go ahead and pull this tensioner back once we have confirmed that our cylinder 1 is at top dead center, and then we can go ahead and do our timing marks and remove valve cover. Valve cover is removed from the non-affected bank, at least that's what we hope. We will find that out once our camshaft is pulled out and we inspect the cam lobes. But for now, 10 millimeter, we're gonna go ahead and loosen 5 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each rocker arm. Guys, if you have watched so far, please hit like, subscribe. That's the only thing that keeps this channel going. I have rocker arms removed. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove the push rods. There is 4 intake which are shorter and 4 exhaust ones which are longer ones. I purchased 8 magnets that you can extend, that fit right in the hole where the push rod came out from. Let me get this better zoom. There we go. Now you can hear it catching the lifter. Now we're gonna use 8 of these. You can see here, that's me lifting and dropping it to the camshaft. So we're gonna lift them all up, 4 to the intake, 4 to the exhaust, bring them all to the highest position. Then we're gonna go ahead and mark our timing gear. I brought it up so that I have the phaser gear at 12 o'clock, the single slot. I'm gonna mark these 2 links here to correspond to that, and I'm also gonna make a couple marks here on this fixed guide, because that doesn't move, so I can confirm that my timing is set once I install the phaser back. Let's keep going. I hope you didn't forget to like and subscribe so we can keep the channel going. Anyways, here we have cam phaser marks, our single slot or mark on the phaser itself, 2 on top, our stationary guide, 2 marks here, and if everything lines up like this and there is no slack anywhere, then our timing is still correct, even though our timing marks, all of them do not align as they should by factory. But we know that we have cylinder 1 dead, top dead center, and these marks will work. I've done it before. Next thing, we're gonna use an impact gun, 18mm, to break that center bolt of the phaser off. Then we're gonna go ahead and remove the phaser itself. Start the video with this clip. Very important, when you're playing around with the chain, make sure it doesn't hop teeth or come undone from the bottom on the crank sprocket. Keep watching, like and subscribe. Phaser is removed. We just walked off the phaser from the chain. Nothing moved from the bottom. T30, torque sturdy for the cam phaser plate. Cam phaser plate is removed as well. I didn't probably say previously, but you just lock your tensioner to lock position. Use a small hex or even a nail or something, so it pulls back the slack and gives you some room to wiggle off the phaser. Next thing we're gonna do is put this phaser back so it aligns with the notch up here. That gives us leverage to move the camshaft left and right and slowly pull it out without damaging the bearings. Phaser is installed back. You can see I can play with it. Let me go ahead and position the camera so that you guys can actually see how I'm removing this cam without taking this head off and pulling the lifters from that cylinder. 1, 2 camera action. So managed to put the camera so you guys can see everything in action. Intake valve, pull them all up. Make sure that they're held up well, like this. Now we're gonna start playing, turning in cam one side, other side, slowly removing it, making sure everything is up. As you guys can see, our lifters are being held just fine, and the camshaft is out. You can see our affected cam lobe. Where is the lobe even? This one here. That's our bad cylinder 8 intake valve. We're gonna go ahead and inspect rest of the camshaft and confirm that the other lobes are good before we put the new one in. I transferred the cam gear over to the new camshaft. I have heavily lubricated it with assembly lube, making sure that all the metal to metal surfaces are properly lubricated for minimum wear on startup. Already inspected the bearings. The bearings are just fine. We're not gonna worry about these. Slowly and surely we're gonna guide without doing any internal damage there for the bearings. Slowly and surely. If it doesn't want to go, try to give it a little turn, and the very last bit is gonna be a little bit difficult. There we go. That's that. Let me see, where is my timing mark here? There we go. Our little smudge on the cam with the mark, 12 o'clock on the block. So that's that. All the lifters stayed in on the other head. We don't have to worry about that. That will help me minimize the time and cost on that repair. Obviously it's smart, if you're doing this kind of job, replace all the lifters and replace your camshaft if it's faulty and failed. But this time we have budget, or the customer has budget only to go ahead and do this repair that is affecting cylinder 8. So that's what we're gonna do. Next thing we're gonna go ahead and do is unbolt this phaser bolt, torque the phaser plate to spec, reinstall that cam phaser, torque it to spec as well. Before we put the phaser on, we're gonna align those timing marks that we made and then get this thing torqued back, remove our magnets, install our push rods and rocker arms, torque them down, and then we go ahead and start working on the affected bank, which is on the passenger bank. We're gonna go ahead and clean up the block surface, replace the failed lifters, put new gasket, clean up the head bolt holes, make sure they are nice and dry, blow them up with pressure air, and put this thing back together. So hopefully you guys find this video helpful. Go ahead and like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let's keep this channel going. Thanks for watching, guys. Till the next one.